A major AEW gimmick match is returning next month. Is an ex-WWE team signing with AEW, and an all-elite wrestling name is returning at Forbidden Door. Stay tuned for the news. So we are kicking things off today with a major AEW gimmick match returning to the company next month. So last night, the Elite erupted Swerve Strickland on Dynamite to issue a challenge to the AEW locker room. They invited everyone in the locker room to face them, Sam, in a blood and guts match. A blood and guts match. They attempted to recruit Swerve for their blood and guts team, right? Mm-hmm. But, of course, he's a big old babyface man right now, so he refused, which led to them sort of like squaring off. The Acclaimed came out with Billy Gunn. Everything sort of like, you know...
Got a bit hairy. Everything was standing on end.
But everything was all good. Tony Schiavone then later announced in the night that AEW's answer to War Games will return on Wednesday, July 25th in Nashville, Tennessee. And tickets for that show are going on sale, everybody, today.
Get them bought. Get them bought right now. Get the best seats.
Are you excited
You want to get covered in glass and wood chips and stuff? Get the best seats.
You want the full experience. Are you excited for another blood and guts match?
Yeah, I don't think it's entirely surprising. It seems to be every July-ish we get one of these. But at the same time, it is a hell of a match. It's War Games and then some. There's always a big talking point coming out of it. I mean, for better or worse, obviously, the huge bump that Chris Jericho took off the side of the cage that first year, and then immediately everybody going, but he landed on a crash pad. But like, it's still just... seeing that match go off, it's always a spectacle, watching it build and build and build and build and build, and then it all just seems to take it up a notch every year. Yes. I don't know how they're able to keep ramping it up, but I'm very excited to see how they're going to do it this year.
Yeah, me too. I'm really excited for it. We've got plenty of time to build up to it, as you said there. I'm intrigued to see who's going to be on Swerve Strickland's side of things, because obviously, as the Elite was saying, last night they were like, well, we've only got 4 people on our team, we need a 5th, and that's why they were trying to get Swerve in. So I'm like, who could be the 5th person for them, but then who could also be on Swerve's team? And I can't stop thinking about a returning Hangman Page. I'm also thinking Kenny Omega, but with an entirely robot lower half. Like that would work. It would work. I like the idea of Hangman Page just for the fact that, like, obviously, the Young Bucks suspended him in the first place, but then also he's been in some tremendously personal feuds with Swerve at the same time. So I could see him going either way there, which would be quite fun to see.
And also inside this stipulation, it's just going to compound all of that as well. So it's going to be very exciting to see. So make sure you get your tickets if you are planning on going along.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to it. So... as mentioned in the headlines as well, an ex-WWE team, could they be joining AEW? Well, here's Sam Driver with the information.
So Fightful Select are reporting that following their debut back in April, the grizzled young veterans have been in talks with AEW. They said, we're told there have been ongoing AEW contract talks between both sides, but as of last week, it wasn't a slam dunk that they'd end up there. All Elite Wrestling does maintain interest in the team. Now, obviously, grizzled young veterans recently finished up. They had a little bit of a stint with TNA recently, where they were working on per appearance. It wasn't like a contractual signed-in thing. They're said to be a part of the first ever Burning Heart Pro Wrestling Tour as well, alongside Ricky Shane Page, Leon Slater, Joe Hendry. So it seems like they've got a lot going on, but I think a lot of people... when they first landed in TNA, I was like, I can see this, and I can see this working, but it depends if everybody's on the same page, right? And because it's sort of like, they're one of those teams where I just think you can strap an entire division to them and just just do what you're going to do. Because it's like, they're just so captivating, both in ring and on the mic. So I think it's one of those where AEW would be foolish to not be looking at them, really. And AEW as a platform it's just that much bigger than TNA, right?
Yeah, so agreed.
It's just a net benefit for grizzled young veterans, I think, if they can get at least, out there on a major US TV. But then it's all in how the company's going to use them, and you got to kind of trust in the fact that hopefully there'd be something there.
It's really interesting because, I mean, I love GYV, as I'm sure a lot of people do that watch the videos and everything. But, like, obviously they've got a little bit of history. They've already had a match in AEW Collision, and it was against the Acclaimed, and Billy Gunn got a little bit involved, which led to the GYV getting a loss. And I can see that not really sitting right with them. So that obviously they've got something there if they do want to go back. But just like the prospect of like the GYV versus FDR, or the GYV versus the Young Bucks, or the GYV versus...
It's just a lot there in there where it's like, this is all gold.
Yeah, like anything with the Blackpool Combat Club, anything like that. But like they are, and their style and everything is a perfect fit for the AEW division, as it is with TNA.
Just let Gibson run his mouth.
Please.
Just let Gibson run his mouth.
He's
That's
so
it.
bloody
That's all
good.
I want. I want somebody to just let him run his mouth.
Well, from one ex-WWE team to another, Fightful Select also reporting that
This
Maximum...
is a real team
This is a real team,
Shooters and
everybody.
everything.
Maximum Male Models, now known as MXM, are booked for this weekend's AEW Collision show in Youngstown, Ohio. We're not sure what their creative plans are, or if they're going there to speak with AEW. However, as of this week, they were planned to be at the show. So Mace, Madden and Mansoor have been incredibly busy since leaving WWE, appearing for multiple indie promotions around the world, and even popping up in Uganda to do soft ground wrestling.
Which, can it be soft ground wrestling anymore if they're going to have a ring?
Oh yeah,
Ring on soft ground wrestling.
Maybe we put the soft ground in the ring.
Oh,
so we get the best of both worlds.
Now you're playing with power. Yeah,
so you got to compromise somewhere. Fightful Select also report that they've had talks with TNA, and that's a place, obviously, that Mace described to Tom Campbell of Cultaholic, as he has written in this document right here, as our spiritual home. Very excited to see these as well in AEW, whether it's just for a small stint, just a little appearance. It doesn't really matter, because I feel like wherever they go these days, like everybody is so happy to see them regardless.
They're kind of just living proof, aren't they? It's like, hey, you saddled us with a crap gimmick, but actually, like, people like us. We can, like, we're entertaining people if you just gave us a chance. And it's sort of one of these things where I think it's gonna be, eventually WWE going, God damn, so I think that's all they've got to do is just get out there and have fun, right? They seem to be having a blast.
Absolutely.
Like an absolute blast. So it's
I guess the weird thing is that as well, WWE, I guess specifically Vince McMahon, gave them this sort of gimmick in the first place, but I guess it was very like, maybe restricted. They were told what to do. Yeah. Whereas now it feels like they can take that and do whatever they want with it.
It was like around the time they were released, it was like, hey, we had all these ideas to work with it, and they just didn't want to do any of it. And it's like, if you're going to give them the gimmick, at least let them come up with some ideas.
But now, now they're doing that, aren't they? Yeah. And it's like, it's the best thing to see. I can't wait to see them. Like the stuff that they did at Effie's Big Gay Brunch was really, really fun to see. So whatever they do here, again, speaking about the Acclaimed in the last story, but I feel like maybe the Acclaimed and MXM would be a nice little fit together. A nice little match, even, as I said, even if it's just like a one-off thing for a little while and they go away and do whatever else. I'm excited to see what they do. So looking forward to that one. Sticking with AEW as well, and we have some new names that have entered the Owen Hart Cup, Sam.
Yeah, we got two new names, Shingo Takagi and Pac. So Takagi was introduced to AEW fans with a video package showing his biggest moments from New Japan. He's just a very good wrestler. If you don't know Shingo Takagi, go watch Shingo Takagi immediately. God damn. But he was introduced for a video package, and later on in the night, Pac then cut a promo, frustrated about losing matches recently, and he declared that he was going to be entering the Owen Hart Cup, which he promised to win, and then he's going to claim the AEW title at Wembley Stadium. Now, obviously, Takagi and Pac are joining Bryan Danielson as the only men's competitors announced so far. Meanwhile, Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale, and Mariah May have all been announced for the women's side. This match, this tournament's just shaping up to be an absolute just Shingo Takagi, man.
Already, and oh man, I'm so excited.
Watch him kick people into like the 7th row. Like,
the thing I'm most excited for, I guess, as well, and like as you were saying, these tournaments seem to be shaping up, and there's like really not that many names announced for either of them, but I'm still really excited for it. The prospect of the American Dragon versus the Japanese Dragon at AEW Forbidden Door in a qualifying match for the tournament. Oh my god, give it to me.
Yeah,
in my veins.
Give them all the time. Give them all the time they need. Just let them have the whole show. Just let them go.
Agreed. And we are closing out this first news video with an AEW name returning at Forbidden Door. So Jim Ross returned to grilling JR this week with a health update. He said, I contracted a virus. I stayed in the hospital here in Oklahoma for 3 nights, I think it was. I struggled a little bit for 3 days. It always seems like I always kick out though. I can't do any jobs, not in Oklahoma. So I got out of the hospital, obviously. I'm not there now and feeling better. He went on to say, the next time I'm going on the road will be for the AEW pay-per-view. So I'm gonna resume my schedule. So I'll be at the next pay-per-view, which of course is Forbidden Door as far as I know. If Tony Khan doesn't want me there, then he'll tell me, but that's not being the case. He doesn't have to be as nice as he is to me, but he's very nice and I'm very appreciative. My goodness, JR just continuously going through the ringer in the last few years, or so it seems, and happy to hear that he's getting back on track and he'll be there as well at Forbidden Door.
I think a lot of people as well maybe going to look at this and go like, well, should he be back this soon? And and it's like, I think, if JR's going to be there, I'm sure that they're going to run medicals and make sure he's okay. And I'm sure that JR being out and doing what he loves doing the most is probably helping more than being at home if he is fit enough to do it, obviously. So it's one of those where, I'm just buzzing that he's healthy and he's back.
Me too, and they often tend to do like the sort of reduced thing for him, don't they? Where he comes out maybe for like the main event or a marquee match or something. So yes, sending our best wishes to JR. However, Forbidden Door is in a couple of weeks' time, but this weekend it is Clash at the Castle. Everybody, Jack, Fraser, Pierce, and Owen will be at Glasgow this weekend. So if you see them, say hello or okay. Or
just run up and nut them.
I was going to say spark them out. Yeah, run up and spark them out. You can check out 9 Pitches. That's on the channel. We'll have predictions later today. We've got live reactions with myself and Adam on the Saturday, youtube.com/cultaholic/live.
I'm even doing what happened at.
You're doing what happened at?
I'm doing what happened at. It's going to be so rambly and 40 minutes long.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good is what it's going to be. And we've also got the WTF moments with lovely little Ross Boy over the next few days as well, so stay tuned for that. But until then, thank you so much for joining us for the news, and we'll see you in the next one.